The genius of South Park is how it can wrap real-world problems and fuse them with ridiculous concepts. South Park did this with tooth decay and Osama bin Laden, the economy and returning a margarita maker, and more recently with Hummels and the opioid epidemic. And South Park's Streaming Wars is no exception. South Park makes light of real-world issues by combining them with absurd concepts. But the humor works because South Park highlights the extreme similarities and differences of both themes. The world is facing a terrifying drought. Some areas are being hit particularly hard, such as Las Vegas's Lake Mead, where human remains are being found. South Park's Streaming Wars makes light of this immense danger with the juxtaposition of the many streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. So what's similar between these two concepts in South Park's Streaming Wars? First and foremost is greed. Everyone is trying to make as much money as they can. Even Man Bear Pig is trying to get in on the action. It doesn't matter if Nestle's monopolizing water or Netflix cracking down on password sharing. Companies only care about the bottom line. This will only hurt greedy companies as water starts drying up or people resort to pirating content. Second, there's a perceived overabundance of both water and creativity. With water free-flowing from faucets, it's hard to remember that it's a finite resource. Same with content. With so many shows at our fingertips, we forget that creating content involves a lot of work from a lot of creative people. Watching the last scene with everyone wasting water, I couldn't help but picture the flood of shows and movies on each streaming service. Just like at the end of Streaming Wars where PP has a plot to start selling people urine, some people argue that shows and movies have dropped in quality because of streaming. And just like all the gallons of water used by the farms in and around South Park, think about all the IPs that production companies have that weren't being used. Now, with streaming services, they can lease them out or put them on their own platform. And the South Park boys' journey of making little boats for one streaming service and then hopping to another streaming service may mirror Matt Stone and Trey Parker's own journey. South Park has jumped from platform to platform until Paramount Plus paid them $900 million to be exclusive. Probably the biggest contrasting aspect of these two themes is that water is a necessity while media is not. And South Park's Streaming Wars does a great job of making fun of that with how people are using the water. No one is concerned with drinking it. Their priorities are watering their grass, maintaining golf courses, or supplying their water park. And in the real world, people put so much stock in fictional shows. Who cares if a beardless black woman is the dwarf queen, but go on some Lord of the Rings forums and people act like it's the beginning of nuclear war? South Park's Streaming Wars is a genius concept. Matt Stone and Trey Parker continue to knock South Park out of the park by highlighting the absurdity of real-world issues.